Good evening and welcome back. It seems like it's been a long time again. I do have these problems from time to time, but I can get away with it because I'm old. That's what I always say when I bump into someone in the supermarket. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just old. And then they say it's okay, it's okay. So I can get away with murder. But that cold that I just had, and it's still not completely gone, was absolutely awful. You do not want to get that virus, whatever it is. And I do believe some other people have told me that they might be coming down with something. I really do hope it isn't that one. I'm still not quite 100% yet. So we're coming back slowly. There'll be no Coritiba this week. I'm just going to do every other day. And hopefully by doing not so much, we will come back to full fitness very soon. Good to see you, Reckons. Always a pleasure, mate. And thanks for your support. And happy to know that you've missed me while I've been gone. That doesn't happen often in my life. But today we're going to finish this season, and then we're going to think about and chat about what are we going to do next. What will we do next after Juventus? And ask the question, after this absolutely crazy save, do I really want to go on with this save? It seems to be playing games with me, and it seems to be causing... Hi, Tails, how you doing? You've just had a flu as well, have you? I hope it's not the same one, because this was a nightmare. So I don't know, do I want to go on with this crazy save, or do we just want to do a series of rebuilds now as we go into the second part of FM24, waiting, of course, now for FM25 to come out for the long-awaited brand new game engine with Unity, and see what that becomes. What do we do while we're waiting? I was kind of thinking a series of rebuilds. Somebody's mentioned Tottenham, somebody's mentioned Manchester United, and of course Ben would love to see me do Newcastle. Ben, a long time viewer of the channel, who doesn't come in much because he's so busy these days, which I understand. So there's 3 options there already, but if you guys got any other ideas, or do you want to go on with Juventus and see what happens? I kind of feel like if we don't make it into Europe, what is next season going to be like? I of course will put the save out to you guys to do the transfer window, and then we'll have a look at at what you've come up with, as we normally do. And I guess it will depend. If we don't make it into this top 7 by the end of the season, and the chances of doing that are remote given the fixtures we have left, then is it going to be just another poor transfer window with not a lot of money? We have got a couple of players who are up for sale, and I've just, prior to coming live just now, put another player up for sale. If we go to promises, McKinney now wants to leave. I've put a price on him of 37 million. So that would be kind of useful money coming in. Rabiot, of course, wants to leave. He's not going to be worth much. 17 mil. We're not going to get anywhere near that for him. So I don't know. Will we have a great deal of money to have fun with in the transfer window? I don't know. Tackle a German second division team like Schalke or Hamburg. Yeah, like a team like Schalke fallen from grace. Used to be everybody's go-to save last year in FM22. Don't see much of it around this year. So good ideas. But let's go and play some football. We can chat about that as we go through the stream. And yeah, it's a shame about Schalke, Tails, isn't it? A bit of a shame how they've fallen from the big time. But that would be a good one to restore them. And I kind of fancy, like, in the second half of a new version, if you like, a new game year, FM24, now we're getting into the second half. It's kind of fun to play with different teams while you're waiting for the new version to come out. Also, I will be going away, as you guys are aware. I'm going away to Asia on holiday, and that will be 7 weeks. So there'll be a big break of live streams. There won't be much live streams during, in fact, none at all during that period. I do need to have a long break away from the game as well as life in the UK. So I'm looking forward to that. That will be June the 8th. But I'll release a video talking about what my plans are during that phase later. So we've only got a month or so to go, 5 weeks or so to go before I actually go on that big holiday. And I'm looking forward to that. I'll be going to Vietnam for 4 weeks, and then I'll be going on to Cebu in the Philippines for 3 weeks, which is quite nice. Kaiserslautern, yep. Yes, reckons that is something that I am going to do. I'm going to do vlogs maybe 3 times a week, which will be probably entitled what an FM manager does on holiday. And it will just be to showcase why I love Asia so much, why I lived there for 16 years, and what the appeal is to me, and why you guys should go and visit it whenever you get the chance. So I will be doing that. I'm not going to switch those over. I don't know why he wants to do that. Moretti is better as the centre mid. Fagioli has much better creativity than Moretti. So they are not very strong. I did have a look at the comparison earlier, and they're not very strong. So we will start getting stuck in. And USA, I've done that. Got the T-shirt, reckons. It's nice. I lived there for 4 years in Michigan, but I would say nice to visit. But I wouldn't want to live there again. I don't think. But yeah, really good choice, USA. But if you do ever get the chance, Southeast Asia is definitely the place to go. But you'll see all that on the vlogs that I do. Grand Canyon is lovely. I never made it to California, but I did go to the Grand Canyon. Oh, Aras cannot play. So I need another. We're a bit thin on the ground here. Chiesa still not fit. We'll bring on Hassa. Odd to the bench. We do have a couple of injuries. It's not that bad. And players are slowly getting back to fitness. Should be back for the big games. I do have the sound on, do I? Such a long time ago since I loaded up this this particular save. I wonder what the game's going to do with me in terms of how is it going to let me play in the first game of this. We have 2 very, very tough fixtures. This one is very tough as well. I think this one is 7th against 8th. And I don't expect to finish in the top 7. We have to play Roma, who are in 2nd, and then we have to play Milan, who are top of the league after this. This is a very, very big game, and probably need to win this one if we're going to stand any chance whatsoever. Need a big game from Dusan, and that's not exactly the best start. I've chosen to not to dribble more, but to just not click to dribble less as well, because they're not very great at tackling. So I do want them to attempt to run at the defence a little bit, but not overrun at them, because I don't think we're good enough to actually do that. I've never been to Australia. I lived in Indonesia, which was just 4 hours away, and I always wanted to go, but I never actually got round to it. So I never got to Australia, unfortunately. That would have been quite fun, but I mean, that I lived in Indonesia for 11 years, and really I should have got to Australia in that time. And they are passing the ball around us quite easily at the moment, which does probably suggest to me that we're pressing a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do is come off the counter press, and out of possession I'm going to just trigger press a little less. If they're passing the ball around you, then it's probably that you're pressing too much. So we will... I also don't like that instruction, get stuck in today. I don't want to be giving away needless free kicks. So we'll take that off. We've given them a fright. Because I developed this heart condition, reckons I couldn't get a work permit anymore. That's why I came back. Hey, Oleg. After Strasbourg, I went to Burnley, then Monaco. Oh, Burnley, don't talk to me about Burnley. I have nightmares thinking about Burnley. So, Newcastle, you are now sitting in 5th with 10 wins and 11. That's pretty good. Newcastle is a rebuild I'd like to do. I'd like getting stuck into rebuilds. If you've been watching the videos on the Tweak My Tactic series that I've done 2 of them. If you watch the Nottingham Forest one, I like playing with the tactic and seeing, oh boys, we should have put that away, and seeing how we get on with putting a team in a tactic for a season. So yeah, that's possible. We are not dominating the game by anyone's stretch of the imagination, but we are the away team and they are a good team. So I don't, at this point, feel like I want to be more attacking. And I just feel like we want to be doing what we're doing. As long as we defend well, which we are, by the look of it at the moment. Yeah, I'm expecting a quadruple bypass later on this year. Oleg reckons. I actually postponed it earlier this year because I want to go on holiday. It was more important for me to go and visit my friends in Asia than to have the surgery. So when I come back, I'm going to be put back on the list for this quadruple bypass. That is going to be a nightmare as well. It's going to take me out for a long time. That it's quite scary, that one. But we'll think about that later. I'm just going to enjoy my holiday for now. Well, we're creating chances, but I don't know. We're not doing things right. We've come back into the game. We've got a couple on yellow cards. I'm going to tell Locatelli not to tackle too hard now. But if we keep doing what we're doing, I'd take a point here. To be perfectly frank, I'll take a point. Away at a team of this caliber. But if we could sneak a goal, then that would be even better. We haven't. Moretti has done it again. No, it's Oscar Glock. Yeah, I reckon that's the thing. Thank you, Oleg. That's very kind of you. How important is training? Last year it was very, very important. I don't think it makes any difference at all this year. I've experimented with different training techniques, and I don't think training has any effect really on the game whatsoever. That's my personal opinion on it. And in these saves, I haven't done any training. In Coritiba, I've won goodness knows how many trophies in that save. I've never touched the training. Last year, it was very, very important. The only thing I will do with regard to training is before a final, and I think that's really important. Before a final, that you set up the training in that week, doing a lot of set piece stuff, doing a lot of penalty taking stuff, and a lot of match tactics, match practice stuff. In the week before a final. I think that's the only thing I would do with regard to training. It is interesting how these guys at the back now seem to have sorted themselves out. There was a period where we were just playing so badly at the back, but they look today like they've sorted themselves out a bit, playing 3 at the back. I had to do something because 4 at the back was not working in any shape or form, and it does look a bit better today, but the mistake is probably coming up soon. Well, we know they don't have any pace, so having the much higher line and squeezing the pitch will help. But I really need to try and stop them. They're creating a lot of stuff, and I really need to try and stop them creating. I want to have a look at who is creating. It's Kalpani and Zauri, former Burnley. There's nightmare memories again. Kalpani. Yeah, he's probably the main man in midfield, so I'm going to get someone to tight mark him. And we'll turn him onto his right foot. Just tell him play his right foot. And Zauri, not really that dangerous a player, I would say, for this level, for this league. But probably could do with a hard tackle. And that's probably all we need to do with him at the moment. I don't want to tight mark him at this point. But at the moment, we're doing all right. And coming off the press a little bit has, I think, helped us. We're a little bit more composed and not too energetic, running around the field too much. So I think that's kind of helped us a little bit. Cambiasso seems to be getting a lot of space down that left-hand side. And Dusan nearly made it 2-0. Dusan, is he the answer for Juventus? No, I don't think so. His ratings are poor and have been throughout the season. I'm going to drop them a little bit of encouragement at this point before half-time. Yeah, I honestly don't think training is that big a deal. I just let my assistant do it. As long as you've got a good assistant manager, he seems to do a good job. So I don't really see any need to do it this year. Last year, it was definitely a big deal. Lovely tackle by Lanelli. We've got 60 points now, if we can hold on to this, which will have been, given that they were in 15th place when we took over. At one stage, we looked unbeatable, and then the game turned on me for some reason, and we couldn't win to save our lives. And don't give away a penalty, guys. And so, I don't know why the game turned on me like that. We looked unbeatable when we took over. But unfortunately, that's how the game is. And we've recovered a little bit in the last episode. And if we can win this one, it'll be 4 wins on the bounce, which is why we've gone up the table. But I'd like to think we could get the European place, but it's going to take some amazing performances in the last 2 games. To get anything out of either of those games would be something. Nicely done by Dusan, but his pass was poor. Pass was very, very poor. I was just having a discussion about the striker roles, and I'm just wondering if we should use Dusan just as a poacher. Try to get him just to focus on scoring goals. As an advanced forward, he's got other duties to think about, and I'm kind of wondering, should we try him out as a poacher? Just let him sit in the box. And so I think I might try that in the second half. He's not the most intelligent player in the world, but might just be good to have him sit in the box and do nothing else. So we have him as a poacher, which he seems to like playing quite a lot. Then just feed off the DLF, and he'll be on the shoulder of the last player, the DLF coming deep, Moretti coming forward, Cambiasso coming outside. If he then is in the box, close to goal, then it might serve him better. So we'll try him as a poacher. Just tell him, don't do anything other. I don't want him to tackle harder, there's no point. Just don't do anything other than try and score goals. I think that's probably the best way. And we'll do the same, yeah. I think we do need to show everybody, keep going, you've got the ability. And Dusan's only composed. Yeah, you do. Obviously, you do have to keep an eye on it. But the better your assistant, the better he's going to organise training. So if you get a good assistant in, he knows what he's doing. But you have to, yes, keep an eye on it. When you've got like 4 games in 10 days, you don't want to be doing endurance training and stuff in the gym at that point. You'll just get injuries. Sometimes I miss playing the game as I used to before YouTube, when I used to go really in depth into it, but now I just don't have time to go really in depth. But I sometimes do miss those days, but YouTube, of course, is fun. So it's give and take, I guess. It is interesting that they look like they are running at us. Oh, that's referee. That was a very bad foul. And he was away. But he got away without even a card there. Zauri is on a yellow card and Carboni. So I'm just thinking about Carboni. He's not the greatest tackler in the world. And so I'm going to ask this fullback to dribble more. So if he does get into these positions against the fullback, might draw a foul. It's just a thought. It's just these little tweaks are worth trying sometimes. And I do know Carboni and their fullbacks are not the greatest. Where did that highlight come from? Boys. So that's not the start that I wanted tonight. I don't think I can blame the goalkeeper. He got a wicked deflection. But actually, looking at the game, they are a better team than us on the day. They're dominating the game. They're passing it really well, which is surprising because they're not a very good passing team, according to the report. But they seem to be passing it around us quite easily. So that is a bit of a surprise. But then what you see on the screen isn't really a reflection of the game. It's a rough idea of how teams are playing. It's nowhere near a reflection of the game. In terms of chances, we've created the better chances. And we've been playing well in defence. It was just a free kick. And there's not much you can do about a set piece. It either goes in or it doesn't. I am thinking about this dribble more instruction. Do I want them to pass it or to dribble it? I don't think running at them has done too much damage as yet. So I'm going to take that off. And just get them to try and pass it a little bit more. Good evening, Stacey. How are you doing? I'm getting there. Not quite 100%. As you probably can tell by my voice, it's a bit croaky. But we're getting there, hopefully. I'd like to get 3 points in this game, though, because I can't see any points in the other 2. And those games are going to be an absolute nightmare. So if we can get another goal, boys, I'd be very appreciative. Not quite sure if I should encourage them at this point a little bit. Probably would be a good idea to encourage them. I'm trying to raise morale, not bully them. Moretti is playing well with Gluck is also playing well, but it's because he scored the goal. I do want him to dribble at the defender, though. It looks better to me passing it about. And Moretti has scored. And we're back in front. What a run from centre mid by Moretti. I do love a centre mid on attack. That was just a lovely run. And so we're back in front. And be interesting to see where we are in the table now. Lovely run from centre mid by Moretti. Cambiasso's having a very good game. Yeah, I'm trying to retain possession. We've got it slightly lower. We've got shorter passing, slightly lower. Slow the game down. Might be good idea to even to play for set pieces. Slow the game down completely. One of the other things you can try is to pull the lines back. I'm not wanting to do that at the moment because the defensive line looks like it's functioning really well. So messing with the lines is not an option really. But I could come down to cautious. Changing the mentality will also draw them out. If we attack less, then they will get drawn out. But they're not that deep. Edge of the penalty area. It looks to me like they're playing a mid-block. And they definitely are. They're passing the ball extremely well for a team that doesn't pass very well. And they're also dribbling quite well. And they're not very good dribblers either. So it's quite a mystery, this one. And then maybe there's an example of their poor passing. And maybe I should get stuck in now. They do seem to be winning the ball in midfield. So I am going to instruct them to get stuck in. Except for Locatelli, of course. But I may have to substitute him because I do want my DLP to tackle. Oh, nicely done by Gluck. Come on, Gluck. Little bit of composure. Dusan, hit it. Oh, unlucky son. Taken off his toe. So it might be a good idea to come down to a cautious mentality and then draw them out a little bit. That would leave spaces then in behind them. I'm not quite sure. We're ahead in the game, so I don't think we need to do anything yet. But they do look quite dangerous. The other thing I could think about is to come back to a low block. Or a mid block, rather. So we're engaging them. We're not too high up the pitch. And their defensive line isn't too low. It looks like a standard defensive line. It's just a tough game, I think. And it's not in our penalty area where I want us to be getting stuck in. It's in the it's in midfield. Right, time to make a couple of changes. So Dusan is not playing very well. Let's bring on Campelat. And he can play as an advance forward. Let him have a run around. Locatelli. I think we'll bring Zanoli on. Locatelli probably needs to come off. And Salazar can come on for him. And that will do for now. They really haven't created too much. And we've seen off the one midfielder. They're not creating key chances. They just got a fluky goal from a set piece, which took a wicked deflection. And so I think, given the chances created, and we've been better than they have. They've passed the ball better than we have. In fact, let's have a look at their. We've got most of the possession, but they've passed it around as well as we have. So it's an even kind of game, but we've just created better chances. Oh, what a chance. Who was that? That was Gluck. And Moretti's starting to have a good game. Hey, Eric, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Yeah, you're probably right, Stacey. I mean, I shouldn't be panicking at this moment with 12 minutes to go. We're ahead in the game, probably just about deservedly. But you can't go passing around like that. Let me switch those over. Oh, no, 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 no. Has he been given offside? That will be a cruel blow. Yep, offside. Is it telling me I need to do something with my defensive line? I do know perhaps Zalazar is probably not the best player to be playing there. So Fagioli is probably a better option there. Yeah, Salazar is probably a better option as the DLP. Might actually switch him to a box-to-box. And Fagioli is actually tired. So Rabiot is not a good defensive mid, I don't think. Yes, he is. He'll do that job very nicely. Or Moretti could come back and play as the defensive mid. Hey, just a guy, how are you doing? Hal's not having a great game. I've got one more sub I can make, but we're going to leave that for the last 5 minutes. We just about edged it. And as I said, we created better chances. And our XG is slightly better. Campallat has been informed, so I wonder if he can sneak a goal. Yeah, yes, he can. It's Moretti, in fact, with another one. And is that going to be checked for offside? The referee's having a look at it. I think he's happy with it. I think it's going to count. 3-1. And it's Moretti again. I thought it was going to be Campallat for a minute. Just 18 years old, that boy, I think. But it was Moretti. I think he tripped over Moretti. And Moretti put it away. And I think that's probably it now. So that's a pretty good result if we can hang on to this. We'll still be in 7th, but we're 3 points clear of 8th. So 3 points will probably take us into the European spots, but Roma and Milan await. I am not looking forward to those at all. Although we did steal the victory from Milan in one of the first games that we did when I came here. So we've done pretty well here. And we just need to close the game up now. So we'll just start closing things down a little bit. We'll play out of defence now. We don't need to counter-attack. And I'm just going to pull the line back a little bit. I can come off, get stuck in now. And just hold on, guys. The moment I will actually raise it now. More time wasting. Just try and close this game down now. Go on, Oscar. Oh, for the crossbar. So that's actually a very good result for us. It's quite tight. But I think we just about shaded it. And that's 4 wins out of 4. So this save is proving to be extremely weird. Because not so long ago we couldn't win a game. And that was just after we couldn't lose a game. Oh, that's a penalty, is it? Nope, got away with it. We'll just slow everything down now. That's fine. Just slow everything down, boys. They still need to focus, though. I'm going to have a shout at them to focus. They look a little bit like... we've won this game. Can we go on holiday now, boss? So they still need to focus a little bit. Bremer has also asked to be placed on the transfer list, which we have done. So there are a number of players that will be leaving in the summer. Cambiasso's done very well today. Really good game. That pass was inside them. Go on, Zanoli, have a rundown. Oh, it's full time. And we have beaten them by 3-1. Brianza were not the force that I thought they were going to be. And that was nice work. Well done, boys. An away win as well against Brianza. Keeps us in 7th with 3 points clear of Brianza. 4 points clear of Parthenope. And 5 points clear of Fiorentina, who have a game in hand. I still don't think we're going to finish in that top 7. I think it's going to be a nigh-on impossibility. The games we have left are going to be too much. If we have a look at what we got left, I mean, that's been a good month, considering what we went through. And the games we have left, Roma, who are in 2nd, and Inter, who are in 1st. Roma have dropped down. Hey, Matty, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. I'm good, mate. How are you doing? So, yep, still in 7th. Got to keep an eye on Fiorentina. I think the Italian leagues are tough leagues anyway. I don't want to vote for that. It will take me too long, FM. I don't have the time. Having a look at what we've got. Nothing. Goalkeeper, midfield right. Not the greatest intake I've ever seen. A midfield orchestrator. That's what I could do with, actually. Play him as an advanced playmaker. Be quite a good role. I think looking at looking at this team, we probably go the same, but we come off the counter press. That's my thinking here. I think against these guys we'll just be running around going nowhere. So probably a good idea to come off the counter press. Fiorentina won, so they are now only 2 points behind us. We're not going to make it. Unless we get 3 points here, we're not going to make it. Oh, no, not Moretti. Oh, we're definitely not going to make it now. Moretti's gone. This game is horrid sometimes. The player who is in the best form, the game's taken him out. Thank you very much. And not just for a few days. Let's say the game's saying, you're not having him back either. Oh, that's brilliant. So I guess we're going to have to put Rabiot in midfield instead of him. Rabiot will have to come in here. He's not the greatest centre mid on attack. Rabiot DLP. He's kind of like a nondescript player. He's not really a passer of the ball either. So we're just going to make him a box-to-box, I think. But that is just the most unfortunate thing. Rabiot, who's been my best player in this run, has got injured. Arder is a bit too weak to play in the middle. You're thinking of that signing. Where was he? Doesn't have a lot of strength, but I don't want him to have a great deal of strength. Just want him to sit in there as an advanced playmaker. He doesn't have to do anything. I would have him tackling less. He doesn't need to particularly close down too much. He can close down, but I wouldn't want him to. I just would like him to float in this area. I think that sometimes an advanced playmaker is an underestimated role. Probably won't change anything though, but it's just something I thought about. I don't use an advanced playmaker very much, but it is a very underused role. I don't see many people using it. And it can be a very, very dangerous role. Yeah, I agree. He's agreed with me. I absolutely ease the pressure. A good run, good run. Oof. Well, there isn't one really that eases the pressure. They're not in our class. No, I'm not going to tell them that. I had no idea which one to pick there. Total lottery. Rizzo, who's not important, didn't react very well, but everybody else did. So that was a good team meeting. I had no idea which one to pick then. Luckily, we got it right. Probably not a good signing, actually, for this team. I mean, I do want midfielders, Tails, who can put their foot in. I always like signing midfielders who have that ability to tackle and win the ball. I'm a big believer in FM24 that if you win that second ball, then you win matches. So AC Milan have had a very, very poor season, even poorer than us. Brianza drew, which is a good result because it keeps them 2 points behind us. A point here will be good, I think. If we can get a point here and surprise Milan on the final day. Passed. So this will be an interesting game. We're at home, but I'm still only going to play in a balanced mentality, at least at the start. I just want to defend as well as we can. So Parthenope have come up to within a point. Fiorentina are within a point. And Brianza are within 2 points. I think probably Milan can't make it now. So it's between these 4 or these 5, because Sassuolo, what happened to them? They lost 2-0, so they've lost ground. So there's still 2 spots up for grabs. I may come off the trigger press a little bit. Might be a good idea. They're probably going to be good enough to play the ball around us. We go... Oh, we can't because Moretti's injured, of course. Moilero, Chiesa still not fit? No, Moilero still not fit. He can go on the bench, so 45 minutes he could manage. Rabiot's lacking match fitness. Oh, he's fine. He's fine. They all seemed very happy. Now, what did I tell them in the team meeting? No, we don't do never press. What did I tell them in the team meeting? A win here will do us the world of good. We've got to get this right. If you carry your last performance into this game, you'll do well. Been playing this game since the first championship manager. Wow. You've all been playing much longer than me. I only came into the game in FM11. 2011. Still a long time though. 14 years I've been buying this game now. I need us to defend better than that. Oh, that's a good set piece. Deserves a goal. No, didn't get it. But poor first touch. Well done, Oscar, coming back to win that, as a good deep line forward should. They're pushing us back a little bit. But we do take 5 or 6 minutes to settle into a game, I've noticed of late. Took about 10 or 12 minutes in the last game before we started to get our foot on the ball. Cantona to Solskjaer. I'd love Dusan to bang in a couple of goals today. But I don't think... Well, who was that? Cambiasso. That's the game telling me something, isn't it? I do not want their wingers skipping past an on-rushing player. I coached rugby and cricket. I never coached football. I played a lot of football. But I coached rugby and cricket. I've learned a lot over the years about football tactics, not just from FM, but I've studied how teams play. And I really struggle. My team is Manchester United, and I really struggle to work out what on earth they are trying to do. I cannot see any sort of pattern, any sort of system, except that everybody bangs the ball up the pitch as fast as possible to the fast players, and then they run at the defence and try to score themselves. They never look for anybody else. It's kind of like horrid football. So I've studied how teams play a lot. And I'm usually able to work out from watching, say, I can watch Spurs and I can fit it into the roles. Or I could watch Everton play, I could put their tactic together in FM. So I've learned basically over the years to see those things. I've never had any coaching experience in football, as I say, only in rugby and cricket. Oh, go on, son. What a chance. He tried to side-foot it. He should have put his laces through that one. Wow, what do I do? Do I just take a point here? Do I put this left wing back who's having a bit of a roasting out there? I'm going to put him on a support duty for now. He's having a bit of a roasting out there, and I'll really be happy with a point. Absolutely, Stacey. But when it comes to Man United, I have absolutely no idea. I cannot work out what on earth they are trying to do. I can't get into Ten Hag's brain at all, unless he just doesn't have any control over them. But there's no system. It doesn't seem there's a system. Offside, I think, Fagioli. Yep. I do like the way Tottenham are playing, Tails. I love the way Tottenham play football. I'm not a great Tottenham fan, but I actually love the way they are playing football at the moment. It's so pleasing to the eye. It goes wrong. It's very risky and it goes wrong. But when it goes right, it's super stuff. They haven't had the best of fortunes of late. But when that tactic works, it just rips teams apart. It's just so good. I think so, Stacey. I think tactically, I don't think he's up to the job. And it could be that the players are just not playing for him. and that's why it looks messy. But it just doesn't seem to have any sort of way of playing. As I said, they're just like getting the ball up the pitch as fast as they can, and then relying on players like Rashford and Garnacho to just run at the defence. But then they don't do anything with it. They just take shots themselves, which fly wide and over the bar. And so it just doesn't seem to have any way of playing. If I was Rasmus Højlund, I would not be happy, because I don't think he gets a pass ever in a game. Why doesn't somebody cross it to him or pass to him? Bless him, he hasn't scored many goals, but they don't even think about him. His job is to score the goals, not the wingers. So I think if I was in charge of United, I would try and get inverted wingers going there rather than inside forwards, which it seems to me like they're playing with at the moment. The first job for them would have to be look for where your forward is, or look for the runner. And I would use Scott McTominay as a segundo volante. He's just such a natural segundo volante for me. And yet they want him to play as a DM, and he's not capable of doing that. Fernandes should be played as a number 10 or not at all. And his job, Fernandes, is just to be a number 10 and just sit in that hole. Support the oncoming midfielders, be a link. And not try to score goals himself, which he's another one who's just trying to score goals himself all the time. Unless that's part of the modern game, I'm not aware of that. They're all on goal bonuses and they just want to score themselves. Teamwork's gone. Well, we have definitely been the better team in this game. But it does look to me like one of those games. We're really struggling to score. I'm going to put Dusan as a poacher again. Just try him out. As a poacher. Just let him sit in the box. Oh, did I say I'm not happy? Strange. I know I didn't. I said I'm delighted with your performance. And they seem to lose focus. So let's tell the team to focus. Can't have players who have lost focus out there. Sometimes your halftime team talks, and I do believe they are so important in FM24. There's a lot more emphasis on your halftime team talk. If you get that wrong, you'll be punished. And I'm wondering if I'll be punished because I got that team talk wrong. The two players seem to lose focus, so I've just told them to focus again. And maybe I'll put that right. I've been a Man United fan since I was 5 years old, I think. 5 years old when I first started supporting them. All my friends in school were supporting Liverpool. Even at 5, I wanted to be different. So I supported Man United. And I've been Man United ever since. Loved the Ferguson years. And we scored, but he's going to be offside. I know he's offside. I don't think we'll ever see anything again like that. Well, I certainly won't in my lifetime. The Ferguson years. Unbelievable. Yeah, I knew he was offside. We've been pretty much the better team. They haven't created a chance yet. So does that mean that I can go a little bit more positive? Or shall I just hang on a little while till we are desperately looking for a goal? Probably leave it for the last 15 minutes and then we'll go a little bit more attacking if it's still 0-0. I don't want to do it yet in case we have that breakaway against us. Pirola's done well in the last couple of games. Man United did, yeah. Penalty, ref. Although I'm not sure that that's always been the case. Like Arsenal were always big games when football was football in those days. Having Roy Keane come up against Vieira. I'm not sure that everybody was afraid of United. Most of the teams. But Arsenal, Liverpool definitely weren't. There was some really, really good football around that time. And a lovely, lovely way of playing with that 4-4-2. Absolutely brilliant 4-4-2 he'd put together. Killer tactic with the wide midfielder on the right. And Giggs, I'm not quite sure what Giggs' role was. I would say he was an inverted winger. He wasn't an inside forward, he was an inverted winger because he'd run at the defenders, he'd come inside, but he would then look for support rather than take it on himself. He was like what I want Man United's wingers to do now, Rashford and Garnacho, to run at them, but then slow yourself down for a second, have a look who's around you. And that's what Giggs was so good at. The 70s Liverpool team, yeah. My era of football, that was 70s and 80s. And I can even go back as far as George Best playing for Manchester United and Bobby Charlton. Well, what a player George Best was. Time to make some changes. I think I might not take Dusan off. You think he was a winger attack with cut inside? I kind of saw him more as an inverted winger. He used to come inside a lot. It wasn't like a secondary role for him, but you might be right. Winger on attack with... He could be a winger on attack told to cut inside with the ball. Yeah, you're possibly right. He was also a good crosser of the ball. So you're possibly very right. Let's make some changes. But lovely 4-4-2 system with Beckham just sitting there waiting for Neville to go past him. And then Beckham would let Neville go past him and then cross it. One of those wicked, whipped crosses. It was so good to watch in those days. Unlike today. Why is my... that's better. Now I can see the team's shape here. Cambiasso was up in attack there. Maybe Cambiasso needs a rest, actually. Igarashi can come on. We rested Lanelli in the last one. He's playing well today. Fagioli... Rabiot. I'm looking for tiredness rather than players who are not playing well. Oscar Gluck. Ben Seguir can probably come on for a game. Let's just try him. I haven't been impressed with Ben Seguir, but we can give him a try. Molero could also come on later on. But they're not too tired at the moment, so we'll just make those two changes. Hi, Tequila. Good to see you, mate. what I don't want to happen is for us to get stung by a goal now after dominating the whole game. I think the 0-0 is probably due to my lack of risk. The game's worked out. I am taking no risks at all today. Which is why we haven't scored. And why we, up to this point, have defended well. But I am going to go and take some risks now. So I'm going to put Igrashi on attack. And I'm going to go a little bit more positive in our approach. Go on, hit it, son. No, Bremer, he's not going to score from there. Yeah, this is kind of like playing out. This is my no-risk football. So we're going to go a little bit more positive now. Giving away a few too many free kicks, but we're not actually getting stuck in, so don't want to do anything there. Go on, Gluck, son. Go on, son. Oh, he's offside, was he? How are you doing, Tequila? Good to see you. Pellegrini is a dangerous player, so we want to make sure he's quiet. So I'll get someone to tight mark him. $98.99 DB for FM24. Okay, yeah, okay. FM23 for me was when SI started to lose things. FM22 was a great game, and finally, Dusan, you beauty, you've done it. Lanelli needs to come off now. We'll deal with this. Zigrashi. What a cross that was. And Dusan, like a salmon. Right, let's go and make some subs. Lanelli needs to come off. Zanoli can come on. I'm just wondering if I should go back to a more balanced approach now. Igrashi can stay on attack because he created that goal. A couple of players probably will need to come off. Oscar Gluck has he run his legs off. Not yet. Dusan might be more tired than Gluck. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But we've certainly been the better team against Roma. I wasn't expecting this. They've created 4 chances, but not really dangerous chances. Making Veron a success at United. I liked him as a player, Veron. I think he fell out with Ferguson, didn't he? That was his problem. I did like him as a player. But as you say, he didn't ever make it at United. But I wonder if he had a falling out. Right. Nobody is causing us any problems apart from Pellegrini. So I'm going to ask my assistant. Has he got a weaker foot? No. And I'm going to need to make 2 changes now. Rabiot and Gluck by the look of it. Or Locatelli and Gluck. You've always got 3 players who are struggling rather than 2. This is not good defending. Ah, no. Oh, FM, how many times do you do that to me? How many times do you do that to me? Rabiot needs to come off now. Zalazar can come on and play the box-to-box. And Gluck can come off. Campolat can come on for Gluck. And we'll switch those over. Oh, FM, how many times do you do that to me? Go on, Rabiot. But 1-1 against Roma, you'd have to take that. Oh, you have a chance though. Oh. Batistuta. Who was the striker last year? It was what was his name? The striker, the go-to striker. Big, tall fella. I can't remember his name now. Lorenzo Luca. That was who it was. Don't hear much of him up in FM24, but FM23, he was the go-to striker. Young kid who could score goals. Really good deep line forward, Lorenzo Luca. Or could play as a target man. He was so big, he could play as a target man as well. But I think I had him once and used him as a deep line forward. Extremely good deep line forward. Ah, boys, you've let me down. You've let yourselves down. You could have got a European place there. That was not good. You were in the driving seat. It was yours to take. We're in 6th, though. Results must be going in our favour. Zalewski was the boy who created the goal. 2 forwards very high up on my line. 3 forwards very high up on my line. So I think we need to pull that down a little bit. In case they're trying these balls over the top. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. But a point, I said at the beginning of the game, I didn't think we were going to get anything out of these last 2 games. A point is a point. So we've just got to hold on to it now. Need to shout at them. Demand more. Where's he going? I'm not quite sure what the game was trying to tell me then. I'm going to bring him back onto a support duty. Maybe that's what it's trying to tell me. I'm quite sure where he was going then. I think he decided to go shopping. I think it's really important, I think, we manage to hold on to this point now if we can. Let's demand more as we go into the last 5 minutes or so. Couple of tired players though. Locatelli is tired. And he's in a really important role. I play him as the centre mid. Bensagir though can't play. He's very tired. What can I do to help him? Trigger press less, often dribble less. Take fewer risks. And just hold your position, Sam. Oh, actually, he can come off, can't he? If I've got someone to come on for him. I've only used 4 subs. Zalazar can sit in there. Huh? As far as I can see, I've only used... Oh, it's because of the 3 stoppages rule, isn't it? "20 pace, 20 acceleration, 20 finishing." Oh my good lord. That is one fast player. There's not really much more I can do. I want us to play out of defence now. We won't counter. There's not much else. There's no point preventing the short goalkeeper distribution either now. And just hold on to this point. That's all we could have hoped for. I haven't done one yet, but I'm hopefully very soon going to try a Nap Hill to Legend, because I live in Nap Hill. So it will be, maybe for FM25 we'll do Nap Hill once the database comes out. I have to go and watch them play at some point as well. So it'll be quite fun to do Nap Hill. Start with Nap Hill and do a non-league to Legend. I've quite liked doing the journeyman save, which has taken me all around the world, which is kind of funny. So that's been quite nice. Oh dear, oh dear. Well done, goalkeeper. Nearly gave that away then. Slow down, slow down. There's no need to do anything. That's better. Play it out of defence nicely now. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to slip him back to a defend duty. I want him just to sit in that hole now. That's good stuff. Good wasting time. And Messi and CR7 happened. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that there's not so many players who've got these brilliant attributes. Every player has his faults. Even like Haaland, he doesn't look like his attributes to me in real life now. He's tired. He's had an injury or two. He's not playing that well at the moment. And I think teams have worked out how to play against him. And not to close him down, but just to stand off him a little bit. And he's not getting past people as easily as he used to because they're not closing him down so much. So I think teams have worked out if you stand off him, you give yourself half a chance. just let him decide where he's going and then use your pace and strength to knock him off the ball. And I don't think he's playing that well. So he's not as good as his FM attributes, I don't think. Oh, that was a poor pass. Bensagir is not a good player. We're definitely not going to be buying him in the summer. He's let me down big time. But 1-1, I'd say I'd take that as a decent result. Where are they got? Have we got this glitch in the game again where they have to... The game will not finish. I can't remember how I got out of this. Yeah, possibly. I cannot remember how I got out of this last time. It's just glitched. The game has glitched. Ah, there we go. 1-1. I think I'll be happy with that. Although we did create better chances than them. But we're still in 6th. And that means we need at least a point against Milan, against Inter, which I don't think we're going to get. My negativity going out again. I think it's one bridge too far. I'm just trying to think of how I beat Inter last time. If we'd won that, we'd have qualified. Yeah, if we'd won that game instead of drawn it, we'd have qualified. One of 12 from out. I don't think that's a negative. 1 out of 12 from outside the box. So defensively, we're really good. So it's just this one game now. I'm trying to think back to how I beat Inter last time. I just didn't attack. I played balanced. We had a higher line. We played with a balanced mentality. We didn't get stuck in. And we just like, I don't even think we counter-pressed, counter-attacked. I'm not going to distribute quickly. I think we just decided, let's hang in there. Let's just stay in the game. We were more disciplined. And the longer we stayed in the game, because they fade, and I'm going to check their team report to see if that's still the case. Do they still fade? So let's go for Madrid 3, Tottenham 4. A new Tottenham, we're going to win this Europa League. So Inter Milan. Moretti is a big miss for us. He's a big miss. But no matter what happens here, we're going to finish in 8th or whatever. So it's been a fairly successful season, I would say. At one point, it looked like we were going to win the title. But FM was not willing for that to happen. Just completely shut everything down. A point is all we need. That'll be at home or away against Milan. Yeah, I don't want to change anything. Dumfries. have a look at them while we're away. So, yeah, we've just got to stay in the game as best we can. And hope that if they still fade... Oh, we're now down to 7th. And Fiorentina have played 38, so they can't catch us. They drew with Parma. Sassuolo can, of course, overtake us. But if they draw, then we will be... No matter what happens to us, we'll finish in 7th. So the game we got to keep an eye on is Sassuolo. And so that kind of like makes me want to play. We'll put this wing back on support now. I want to be solid at the back. And I'm going to put the DM as a ball winner on defend. It's a slightly risky role. But it's... I don't want to be attacking too much and leaving spaces. And I don't think I've had the team report, have I? So let's go and have a look at the team report. I'm only interested in one thing. Yeah, they still fade late on. So it's really a case of stay in the game and then slowly become more attacking. That's how we beat them last time. Ayala has won the Player of the Month, has he? And he's won the... whatever that is. I don't want to vote. I don't want to vote. Is it compulsory? So here we go. Sassuolo are, where are they? Home to Udinese. Easy game. If they draw, then it doesn't matter what happens to us. And I am hoping that they draw. I think that expecting us to win is too much. I'm not going cautious. Expecting us to win. Actually, Cambiasso doesn't need to ease off the tackles because it's the last game of the season. So it's no big deal if he gets a yellow card. I think I might want to have a word. Moretti is injured. Oh, I didn't put him there. Moilero. Come on, boys. We didn't get a team meeting as well. We didn't get to hold a team meeting. We might be underdogs, but do the fans proud. And make me proud. Oh, what a big game. What a big game. I think losing Moretti has been a big blow. A big blow. Rabiot, although a good player, he's not as good as Moretti. Moretti is a goal scorer. And don't think Rabiot is in the same league as him. Oh, you dummy. I need to tell these boys to focus. Well, that's a good save. I'm not playing out of defence, am I? He just made a mistake. Yeah. Just made a dreadful error. And really, we've just got to defend well now and try and stay in this game. because they are a much better team than we are. Well done, Rabiot. That's fine. Just get rid of it. I don't care. Just get rid of it. Oh, their goalkeeper's injured. So what we might have to do is shoot on sight and hit early crosses. The goalkeeper, we need to move him around. Well done, Ayala. He's a good player. Yeah, the Beckham would be a wide midfielder on support, I think, with cross more often and cross aim centre. That's what I would do for Beckham. Wide midfielder on support, cross more often, cross aim centre. He's not a dribbler. He is a good crosser of the ball. That's what Beckham did. Well, not bad, but I'm not sure about this dribbling lark that's going on here. Let's dribble less. We're not good enough to be dribbling and running at them. Wait, what happened there? He wasn't in any danger there. He just booted the guy. I think he aimed at somebody over here in the crowd. Maybe somebody said something to him. You know, Italian football. Oh, Locatelli, unlucky. What would you do with Ferguson? What would you do with Beckham, Tails? What role would you put him in? I don't think he was a winger. He didn't have pace. He was just a great crosser of the ball. Oh, I say! Rabiot! Rabiot! Have I outthought Juventus again? The goalkeeper was injured. So I just thought shoot more often, run him around, cross the ball more often, and have him moving around. If he's injured, he's not going to like it. So I mean, have I outthought Juventus Inter again? Wide midfielder support, cross more often. Cross from deep, yeah, also a very good ploy. Cross from deep. Yeah, I'll agree with that, actually, Tails. Some good instructions there. Definitely cross, I think cross aim centre, because he had those two forwards, Andy Cole and Dwight York, and they used to cause havoc in the air for teams. And like get United to play whipped crosses as well. Whipped crosses were always good. It wouldn't be that. I don't think it'd be that difficult to set up. Gary Neville was a full-back on attack. And then who was the other one on the left? Dennis Irwin, I think, at that time, was it? He was a full-back on support. And didn't really cause too much trouble, the left-back, but Neville went marauding up the right-hand side. Neville would definitely be tackled harder. So I don't think it would be that difficult. Dwight York could be a deep lying forward on support, and Andy Cole, probably a poacher, I would say, Andy Cole. I don't think it would be that difficult. Go on, Lanelli, come on. Oh, penalty, ref. I'm not talking about penalty. Free kick, I mean. Penalty from there. That was optimistic. Come on, boys. We can beat Inter here. Oh, Dusan, this side of the goal. Yeah, I that would be the challenge, I think, is finding good enough players with the right attributes to fill those roles. Oh, we are actually better than Inter at the moment. Dennis Irwin looked like an accountant. he was very underestimated, undervalued, Dennis Irwin. Very good penalty taker as well. Very good penalty taker. I don't want these boys closing down too much. Especially Cambiasso. At the moment, we are in 4th. We are in the Champions League spot. I couldn't see that happening. But we still got a ton of work to do here. These boys, Inter, are a very, very good team. They're not top of the league for nothing. But so far, we're giving them a really good game. And that's just like, stay in the game. Just don't do anything too attacking. Just stay in the game. Penalty ref. Whenever somebody gets tackled in the box, I want a penalty. You never know when they're going to be given, because none of them look like a penalty to me. So you never know when they're going to be given. Oh, it's a terrible pass. Who was that? Who was it? Rabiot. Let's tell him to focus. I wonder if we should be playing narrower. Just be a little bit more compact. Hyenhal is not supposed to be taking long kicks. I don't know what he did there. Nicely done, nicely done. What did my goalkeeper do there? Yeah, interesting. So I just want him to go here. We can take off that. And then we'll have a look at the goalkeeper himself. Take fewer risks. I don't want him kicking it long. It's a waste of the ball. But I don't want to play out of defence because I don't think we're good enough. Although we made our big mistake. Oh, who was that? That's probably why we shouldn't be playing out of defence. We made our big mistake right at the beginning of the match, didn't we? Don't let Roy Keane hear that about Irwin. He was a very, very good penalty taker. Very underrated player. And then, like, good, solid centre-backs. I don't think we had ball players, did we? We had just had good, solid centre-backs. Yap Stam was my favourite centre-back. Well done, Hyenhal. It's about time you did something, actually. What's the table looking like now? Right. Still in 4th. But that could all change. We're only 13 minutes into the game. I don't like those long diagonal passes, boys. Where's that old keep possession button? We need that button back. Keep possession. Do you remember that button? I can't remember when it was phased out. Just to retain possession button. Stam, yeah, he was my favourite centre-back we had there. And of course, Ferdinand would have been the nearest we had to a ball-playing defender, but I still think he was played as a central defender. He probably carried the ball more than the other centre-backs, but I still border on him being a ball-playing defender. I think probably more like a centre defender. What do you think? Hey, Space Cadet, good to see you, mate. Well, so far, this is a long game. There's a lot of highlights going on in here. Well, yeah, that's why. I don't know who switched that over, but I didn't. And this staying in the game just seems to work against Milan. Against Inter, just stay in the game. Seawold is a danger, and Dumfries. DM, I think left foot and tight mark him. Take him out of the game. Denzel Dumfries, just like keep an eye on him. Come on, Cambiasso. You've been playing well lately. Lovely pass. Oh, Locatelli. Certainly moving that goalkeeper around. There's a lot of goals are scored from throw-ins that you have around that area. But let's keep the ball, boys. Keep the ball. That's it. Slow it down. Slow down. Look for support. Pass and move into space again. Nice ball. Fagioli. The goalkeeper's in trouble. He does look injured, doesn't he? He was in trouble again there. And we are pushing them back, which is good news. Even though we're not pressing them at all. They're struggling with us at the moment. That will all change because they're a better team than that. But if we can get a draw, we are in the Champions League. We may have to go on with a save after all. As long as we don't lose, I think we'll be in the Champions League. That's it. Move this goalkeeper around. He doesn't like it by the look of it. Rabiot is playing well, and Fagioli, my two best players. And I think perhaps I should be focusing up the middle. Get the ball to them. Rabiot's providing the passes. So I might have to switch one or two of the roles in a minute. Go on, yes! It's 2-0! 2-0! Fagioli! I think we're going to be in the Champions League if this continues. Oh, no, please no offside. Must be okay. No, it's offside. FM, you're a horrid game, FM. That was so unsporting. We'll probably go on to lose this game now, 2-1. That would have taken us into the Champions League, because 2-2 would still have got us there, I think. Is this the equalising goal now? Now we're defending well. Fair play to the boys at the back. They're defending well, which is an indication the line is set correctly. This is exciting. This is like crazy stuff. We're still in fourth. Salento must have come from nowhere. No, they're drawing Atalanta. It's all very tight. All very, very tight. But we're doing the best we can. Getting shots on target, even though we're hitting shots shoot on sight, we're getting them on target. And that is a bonus. And we're working that goalkeeper. And that's what led to the goal. Because he just did not deal with that shot from Rabiot. From a wrong way out. And if we keep defending well, I want him to ease off the tackles. So I wasn't going to make him a defensive mid now. We won't have him ease off the tackles, but we'll just have him not be going in so hard. And Bremer, he can ease off the tackles. I've got other boys tackling hard in there. Yeah, I don't mind. I really don't mind. They're on target and they're making that goalkeeper move around and he's uncomfortable. So, Mr. Assistant, we're not doing that. I like the goalkeeper being moved around. Let's put him under pressure. Game always gives us the worst Champions League. Yeah, it's, the game just does it to annoy you. It's that's how they've designed the game. Dumfries, we need to do something about Dumfries now. Denzel Dumfries, got a lot of pace. Left foot. I want him tight marked and left foot. I'm very happy with the number of shots. Not too happy with Dusan again. Do I need to make him a poacher again? He's just not cutting it, is he, Dusan? Just play as a poacher. Just get in the penalty area. Come on, boys. A draw will be enough. We'll be in the Champions League. Go on, Sam. And then it'd be interesting to see what the budget is. And so after this, guys, we'll make a... What do you think? Shall we go on, do another season? If we make it to the Champions League... If we lose, Sassuolo are winning. So if we lose, oh my God, it's so tight. Parthenope, what do they get? How are they getting on? Can't see them there. They must have played already, have they? It's just so tight. If we lose, we'll lose 3. Yeah, so we want... I don't know. We can't make a decision yet. Have no idea what to do at the moment. We've just got to try and hold on to this game somehow. playing well in midfield. Playing very well in midfield. Locatelli has played well. Fagioli and Rabiot have played well. So I don't want to tamper with anything too much. I do feel we need to be more disciplined. We are being more disciplined. And the thing is about this Inter Milan team, they fade. So whilst they're playing well now, in the last 15 minutes, what we saw last time is they faded really badly. Oh, Cambiasso hit the post. That would have been Champions League football. Unlucky, son. What has FM got in store for us? Go on, Dusan. Come on, son. Oh, Rabiot. I like this today. I like this shoot on sight policy. Yeah, we're in third now. Half deciding. Like half of me wants to sell Dusan. He's just so inconsistent. He's not a great forward because he's not consistent. And he has runs of dreadful form. What shall I do? Shall I encourage the boys? Let's encourage them. Let's drop some encouragement. They're doing really well. Oh, that was unlucky. If he could have just timed his run and left the ball, he'd have been in. A draw still will get us, I think, into the Champions League. Oh, are we going to get a red card as normal in the last game of the season? His last chance. Let's have him off that then. We're defending well. We defended well against Inter last time. And that's why we won it. The defence was outstanding. And defensively we've been good this time. He says, commentators curse. They're starting to play a lot more key passes now. And they're starting to come way into this game now. Hopefully they'll fade in the last 15 minutes. They haven't been in the game. I hate FM sometimes. They simply haven't been in the game. Is he checking for offside? It just goes to show, I suppose, they're good players and they don't need many chances. Oh, disallowed. Do I need to change anybody? Not at this point in time. Bremer maybe is not having a very good game. So I'll make a couple of changes. Yeah, Bremer's playing poorly. Palladino can come on for Bremer. I don't think Locatelli's... He's playing well, but he's on that yellow card. So I'm going to bring on Zalazar. And Fagioli can come in and play that DM role. Dusan again is terrible. So I'm going to give Campbellat, if I can do it. My mouse is all over the place here. I'm going to give Campbellat a run out. He can play as an advance forward. Adiemi. So let's make some subbies. They are looking quite dangerous now, aren't they? Which is interesting because they should be fading. Come on, boys. Come on. Still in fourth. Inter are still top. So Inter really haven't got anything to play for. Dumfries is a menace. So I'm going to get... Dumfries is on which side? Left side. Right side. So I'm going to get Cambiasso to type Mark Dumfries. He's starting to be a bit of a menace. Atalanta 1, Cremonese 0. Oh dear, oh dear. They probably deserve to get back into the game at the moment because they are the better team. It's all very close in the stats here. It wouldn't surprise me if they got a goal back. I think, to become more aggressive. Oh, fifth now. How did that happen? I think I need to become more aggressive. Rabiot is tired now. So I think... Tough choice. Zannoli, Forlanelli maybe. Rabiot. Cambiasso is not playing very well. Igrashi and Rabiot have to come off now. Who is going to do the deed for me? Ben Seguir. And that looks like it. I think I'll go positive. I'm going to put Lanelli on an attack duty. And see if they do fade. Because now that we're in fifth, I mean, I don't know why I did that, to be honest. It's out of our hands. We're winning our game. And it's really out of our hands. It's about the teams in front losing now. But I know as we went more attacking in the last 10 minutes of the last game when we beat them, they faded really badly. I mean, to beat Inter twice in the season would be absolutely phenomenal. So why can't I beat teams who are 20th in the league? Passing is poor as well. So I am going to try... I'm going to go lower, narrower. Just play a bit narrower, get our passing a little bit shorter. Oof, blimey, that was a dangerous tackle. Here's the equalizer, is it? No, well defended. Nicely done. Oh, the passing suddenly has gone awful. Come on, boys. Let's encourage them. Every time I encourage them, though, they give a goal away. Come on, boys. You got this. Seawald. And DeMarco. Oh my goodness me. Nerves are shot. I don't think anybody else needs worrying about. We just need to get another goal and then we're safe. Come on, Inter, you're supposed to fade. I'm going back to balance now. We did our bit. We only needed a draw. But unfortunately, the team, somebody below us, has gone and done the dirty on us. Oh, I thought that had gone in for a minute there. Yeah, I can't understand why you would encourage them. You would be like, come on, you're doing really well, come on. Why would they get angry with you? It's like, I don't understand that sometimes. I guess it's to do with personalities, which is why I believe sometimes you should just talk to them individually rather than as a group. Because not all the personalities are the same. And like often you're reminded in the dynamics that you have several different types of personality in the team. So you can't tell them all the same thing. So you have to like... That's, I guess, if you go deeper into it, you would know your players. And I don't know. It's a tough one, that. Oh, my lord. Now it's time to really shut things down. Let's go defensive. Well, we did our bit, and in all fairness to this team, they've played extremely well. Had they beaten Roma, though, which was a easier game than this, we would definitely be in. But it is going to be Europa League, I think. But we've beaten Inter again. What a very good result that was. And 5th, I think we're going to finish. Yeah. So Europa League again next season. Let's see what the board think. So what do you think, guys? Should we do one more season? Do you want to go through a transfer window for me and do one more season, see what we can do with them? Or start doing a series of rebuilds? What do you think, guys? So we have qualified for the Europa League. That's a brilliant result. In fact, this has been back to what we were doing before. I don't know what that was all about. It was horrible. But we got back to doing what we were doing before. Maybe that's something to do with the league I'm in. You have these poor runs in the Italian league. Come on, where's the budgets? I have no idea. The results of the goal award. I don't know what that is. Maybe goal of the season, was it? Moretti was named in the team of the year. It's the only decent player I think that we've got. We've got to build the team. Ah, there it is. Board have set the initial budgets. Let's go and have a look then. What have we got? Oh, no. 23 million. That's not great. And we're spending 3.2. So we've got 300 in the wage budget and 23 million. There's a number of players leaving, so I guess we're going to have 70 or 80 million to play with. What do you think, guys? Do you want to carry on, or do you want to do something different? Entirely up to you. Hi, Stefan. How are you doing? I'm back, but I'm going to take things very gently. I'm not doing Coritiba this week. I just don't want to go into that doing it every day and then suddenly feeling worse again. So Coritiba, hopefully back next week. What do you think? Carry on, guys, or rebuilds? Rebuild a team from each division in England. I'm perfectly happy to do whichever way you want it. Shall I do a little vote? Rebuilds, carry on. So, what next is the question. There we go. We've got a little poll going there. We'll see what happens with that. But in all fairness, we've done... Was the FC Bayern job available? We could always apply for it, couldn't we? Could apply for it. It wouldn't be unusual. I mean, I don't know. You saw how desperately unhappy I became during this run. We came into the club and we took them on this run, which was absolutely outstanding. Every instruction I gave to them, they listened to it, and they put that run of games together. We looked unbeatable. And then we went through this horrid phase, and now suddenly we've come back and we've just done this again. And I don't understand Football Manager sometimes. It completely blows me away. I don't understand it. I think at the end of the day, we fully deserved our 5th place. It's just such a shame that we didn't get 4th. Our goal difference is better than Torino's. And yet, Torino are above us in the league. I don't know how that works either. Is that a glitch in the game, or is there an Italian rule I don't know about? Something for you guys to answer there. Why are we in 5th and Torino in 4th when we have a better goal difference than them and the points are the same? Is that a glitch, or is it... Or is it something I don't know about the Italian league? Interesting. Because we should be in 4th. If that was England, we'd be in 4th. Direct confrontation, maybe. Possibly. I'd have to go into the rules and have a look. I just thought one of you guys might know. So, looking at the poll, rebuilds is 71 at the moment. Carry on is 29. So we can always save the save. Do a rebuild and then come back to Juventus. There's nothing to stop us doing that. So I'll do a rebuild next. The one that was suggested to me was Tottenham. The first one that was suggested was Tottenham. So we can do a rebuild with Tottenham and see what we can do with Tottenham in a season. That'll be quite fun. Especially as I love the way they play. And we'll try and get the tactic as close to Tottenham as we possibly can. Okay, so it looks like it's overwhelming in terms of the votes. So I'll be back on Thursday. We'll set the Tottenham save up and we'll be back on Thursday. Having Torino above and 20 points up to Inter. Can it get much better next season? I would think with some really decent signings, if we're going to lose players, but with some really good signings, it's possible to get Champions League. I don't think that Juventus are going to win the league. I think with the squad they have at the moment, it's going to be around here. Why we fell apart in the middle of the season, I don't know. Because had we not done that, we'd have won the league, I think. But we did fall apart for 10 games or so. So I think we'll come back with a rebuild, and then we can always come back to this Juventus save when we've got a bit more time and do one more season here at Juventus. We might even get the Bayern job. We don't know. But we'll come back with a new idea on... What day is it today? On Thursday. And we will... what day? Tuesday today. I'm terrible with days. And we'll start the Tottenham rebuild. We'll do that for a little while and then maybe come back to Juventus. Let's just mix it up, guys. Let's just do different things rather than getting bogged down in the same thing all the time. Thanks for coming, guys. I've had a great time tonight. It is really good to be back. And I really do appreciate all the support you give me all the time. And all the messages of support you give me when I wasn't well, they mean the world to me. When I wake up in the morning and I look at them, it's like heartwarming. And it means the world to me that you guys are out there. I don't know what I would do without you. So thanks very much for coming along again. And we'll see you on Thursday. Have a great night. And we'll be back. See you soon, guys.